Howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast, where we focus on business psychology and marketing and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking with Terri Vincent, who is co-founder of Global Impact Entrepreneurs, where through partnerships with global experts, members gain more traction and rise to new heights by addressing the gaps that are keeping them from achieving business success. Being a part of a trusted community with a global impact, they are there with you and for you as you grow your business and your own impact in the world. Terri also facilitates the leading edge iLab programs in Bali, and she serves as a master trainer and assistant mentor to Entrepreneurs Institute top mentoring program, Crystal Cycle. Terri firmly believes her success comes only by helping others to achieve theirs too. Terri, welcome to the show, and let me know if I missed anything.
Thanks for having me, Chad. I really appreciate being here. I guess if there's anything additional, how I pride myself is saying I'm an impact-driven business coach. And that is more about supporting the world, I guess, but more so entrepreneurs to be able to create a bigger impact for themselves, their clients, and the world. As we know, the world is needing the support of entrepreneurs and not politicians as much. So, yeah. That's about all I'd add to it, but thank you. That was an awesome introduction.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. So let's get started. And I like starting with this question because I think it suits the show and fits the format of the show. So if you could go back in time and you could change one business or life decision, first off, would you change it? And second off, if you would, what would you change it to?
Interesting. That is a really interesting question.
Thanks.
It's a tough one, getting me to think on my feet. Well, thinking back, there's probably nothing that I would change about my journey and everything that I have done. If I would say it's not changing, but just thinking about it a little differently is taking the advice of experts and actioning the advice of experts, as opposed to taking the advice from experts and thinking it's a good idea and not doing much with it. I think it would have sped up my success a lot quicker. And I know that so many others are guilty of exactly the same, of actually buying into a lot of different programs, watching a lot of webinars, lots of podcasts, different things, and doing zip.
Yep.
And that's probably the only thing that I would say has slowed my progress. Even though my progress has been amazing, it's slowed it a bit more than it should have.
And just to let you know, I get that answer a lot, is that taking advice of people that have been there, done that, starting sooner, not chasing shiny objects as much. I mean, is guilty. I'm more guilty than most people on that one. So yeah, I hear that a lot and agree with it completely. So kind of related to that, if you could go back in time again and you could identify one business decision that was just turned out super positive. I mean, you can look back and you can think about it like everything that happened before it and everything that happened after it. It's kind of a dividing line. Do you have one of those?
My decision to become a coach in the first place, it was about 17 years ago. I first started out as a wealth coach, where I was coaching Australians actually to become successful with property investing, which led me on to business coaching. So joining or purchasing a franchise in business coaching was the best decision I ever made, because it put me in the position that I'm in now. But the wealth coaching gave me that wealth of knowledge to be able to take into what my real passion is business coaching. So making a decision to walk alongside others and learn from others was definitely the best decision of my life, and it was 6.5, nearly 7 years of me climbing the ranks with this organization, because I was just learning from the best. I bought into what I believed in that time, and it was the best coaching franchise at that time, and decided that I would just be a sponge for knowledge and just take action. So that is one time I did listen and learn and do as well.
Okay. So, and related to that, and I always ask this one right after this, because sometimes it's the same answer. What's the scariest business decision that you've ever made?
Oh, wow, definitely that. Yeah,
No,
you're right, Sam.
I love it. And I mean, literally 3 out of 4 times it's the same one, because and I want everybody to let that sink in a little bit, because if you've been listening to the show, you've heard it over and over again. Is sometimes that's just the way it works out. I mean, the scariest, the biggest decision turns out to be the best one. So as you make decisions like that, I mean, as decisions come up, because as entrepreneurs, as business people, we make decisions all the time. I mean, every day, our day is filled with a lot of decisions. Do you have anyone that you struggle with more than others, or is there some way that you approach decisions that keeps you from getting stuck and allows you to move through them and to keep going? Do you have anything that you tips, techniques, methods, anything like that?
I do actually, and I'm just going to bring it up so I can read it because I
Okay.
don't want to miss a thing. And this is my 6 criteria for my 6 selection criteria for making decisions. And number 1 is it in alignment with my path? So the biggest thing for me is making sure I'm keeping in a direction. So I've got to focus and I'm keeping in that direction. So number 1, is it in alignment with my path?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, does it add value, dollars or experience to what I'm doing? So
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be something that's of value. 3, can it be leveraged? Or I don't know whether you say
Okay.
leverage, but Australian leverage. Number 4, if it fails, does it still motivate me?
That's a good, I
Number
like
5,
that one. Okay.
yeah, it's one that people don't think of a lot. If number 5, if it succeeds, does it inspire me?
Okay.
And number 6, it must meet my minimum return on investment from a financial perspective.
We are in a business, so yeah, that's a good one to have in there. So
Yeah.
those are awesome, and I am going to make sure that I put a timestamp on that one, because that is a great list. So, and this kind of switches gears a little bit, because I think people that listen to the show, they see a lot of themselves in some of the people that are on here, and that's intentional. I mean, that is the audience that we're going for. That's who we want to serve, is other entrepreneurs that have been or are going down the same road that we've been down. So just from you personally, what is it that you want out of your business for your life? What is your passion when it comes to your business?
My I've got a little mantra, and it is what I teach other people to create, actually. And I wake up every day to play a bigger game and to empower others to do the same, which means ultimately I wake up every day to show my children that they can be the best they can be from a generalized perspective. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
bigger purpose, is to just be the example for my children to follow so they believe in themselves. But from a business perspective, it's like I'm forever looking how I can improve myself and be the best I can be every single day. And it's hard because we wake up some days and there's things that have happened that makes it really challenging. Life
Mm-hmm.
happens. But I always look at, well, what's the best way I can move through this? And sometimes I give myself space to deal with whatever it is in the best way I can at that time. And the next part of that is empowering others to do the same, because even though business is my passion, it's 80%, as anyone that is a business coach or anyone that works with people in business knows, that 80% of what we do with clients is mindset. And it's around that level of thinking and thinking differently and being different. And it takes a lot of effort to do that because of a lot of different reasons, whether it's cultural or whether it's experiences, just different experiences in life. So, my goal is to just empower as many as I can. If I can get them in a right headspace, then the rest will flow. So I align myself with, long answer, sorry, Ted.
No, it's a great answer. Please keep going.
I align myself very much with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and my purpose is quality education, which is goal number 4. And that is that every single business person or anyone who thinks there's a potential for business, or even if they don't, is that they have the right to learn how. And so that's my ultimate mission, is to be able to go out and educate as many people as I can, empower as many people as I can to be great.
Well, I love all of that, but I especially love what you called it, play a bigger game. I hadn't heard it phrased just that way, but that sums it up for me very, very well. So really appreciate, Terri, all the things that you've shared, being on the show. It's time to wrap up a little bit, but I want to check and see, is there anything that you'd like to close with? Anything that you want to leave the listeners and viewers that you might want to offer them or that might benefit them?
Yeah, look, I have a lot of awesome stuff that I can share with so many people if they're interested in finding out more about who I am and what I do. So my email address, if anyone would love to email me to get in contact, and I'm more than happy to jump on a call and have a conversation as to how I can support people. So I usually offer 30-minute calls to people. So if you want to email me, it's Terri, Terri, at tcb.rocks. Just that, Terri at tcb.rocks. Thanks.
Okay. Terri. And I will make sure that is in the show notes and in the description wherever we post the audio or video files. Terri, thank you very much again. Really appreciate all that you've shared and the time that you've taken. Thanks everybody for taking the time to listen in. Really appreciate all of you. Have a very, very safe and productive week, and be the very best at whatever it is that you're doing. Until next time, this is Tad Stevens with Micro Success Secrets. Bye for now.